Another laugh at my pain moment. What's your name? The what's your name? It used to be these set of girls. I don't know if they were kids or if they were just midgets, but they live next door to me when I was a child. I was either middle school or high school age. This is when Sugar Man was the replacement neighbor. He moved in, and it was so traumatic as a kid watching how quickly people move in and out of Section 8 housing, which is like what I'm dealing with right now. It's forcing me to recall some memories, and I coined them the "What's your name?" And this is another one of those forced to comply, safer to comply moments. And I'm trying to speed this up because I'm almost out of hard drive space. And so, like, just like they were baby panhandlers talking. They looked to be about 1 or 2 years old that toddle and walk where you waddle, the waddle walk. So they would pin me down. And I remember telling my mom about it. I remember saying, Mom, like, there's these kids and they're bullying me. When I come outside, they outside waiting on me. Like, this is around the time where Chucky was still powerful. Like Charles, that doll on Child's Play, they was about his height. And I was a tall fucker once I hit about high school, middle school, but I was scared to death. There was something about their aura that just was demonic. And I thought I was seeing things because there would be air there, and then I would see a little girl. At least I think they were little girls. They were cute little girls, pretty. And because they had like little plaits. I'm starting to recall everything now. I don't know if I ever met their mother, because I'm like, who would leave kids this small without, even though we in houses, with houses this close with no fence. This is before my mom put a fence in. So we had lots of problems before she put the fence in. What's that? Mama used her head for once, for more than a hat rack. She more than a hang a coat on. That was the smartest thing she did when I was still living there, was get that fence up. I don't know when the fence went up. I don't know if I was still high school age or what. But anyway, junior high, but definitely before 18. And so I walk outside. What's your name? And I don't know if I answered them the first couple of times. They asked an infinite amount of times. I told you I don't talk to children and seniors, old people, unless I'm forced, right? I didn't know that was like ongoing in my life story. I thought that I just started doing that, but I'm starting to have some memories flood, and allergies acting up. And I remember being asked that question like Popo repeatedly, what's your name? What's your name? And what's your name? What's your name? And they said just like that way. I'm not exaggerating. They said just that tone, just that pitch. And it drove me nuts. And normal for kids that age to drive any adult figure. Oh, Kylie, baby, that's for you. That is all for you. Got a mammogram coming up. They're gonna fondle my breast and make sure ain't no lumps there. So it's like fatty tissue supposed to be in the. All right, so anyway. And they were staying in relation to the way that I don't know how many feet that was. I'm gonna just guess maybe it was about 6 to 10 feet space in between our house and their house. So it's pretty fucking close, to comfort. And I'm outside, and I'm not thinking if these kids have a crush or whatever. I'm just thinking that you was creepy as fuck. And why are you just standing there with a blank stare in the grass in the field like that? That's just standing there. And no witnesses around, and why are you talking to me is what I wanted to say, but it was safer not to say that. Sometimes it's safer not to say the first thing pops in your mind. And I can remember telling my mother, and I said, come outside with me. If you don't believe me, come outside with me. There really is a kid there. And then it appeared to be 2 of them. I was like, there was only one there before. What's your mom's name? What's your name? So then, I don't know over the course of time how long this went on. I told you Section 8 housing, they was in and out. We just got somewhat stable because Mama got a different job in Ingalls. So then my brothers, I made, like I said, laugh at my pain. I had everybody laughing. And then she was like, who's that? And I'm like, she was talking about one of my brothers. I don't know which one. What's his name? what's his name? What's the boy's name? I was like, and I said, man, no matter how many questions I answer, like these kids, these babies are driving me crazy. And I told my mom, and it's like, I don't know why I'm recalling this memory, but it's scaring me. I pray to God I'm not going into Section 8 housing or like some kind of crack housing where they just let people let their kids run loose and don't give a shit about their kids. And they come over to your house and I'm looped into having to make them freezy pops and pickles and dill pickles in a little sandwich bag. I thought those days were over for me, like making dill pickles in a sandwich bag and red Kool-Aid in both two forms, liquid, and put a little sugar in there, put a little Kool-Aid in there because you got to stretch it around. You got more than one kid in the neighborhood giving you a quarter for a bag of, like an ounce of Kool-Aid. You gotta give them. So I pray to God I'm not going to back to the hood, because that memory, I worked so hard to forget about those damn girls who I'm not sure, looking back, if they were even children. They may have been midgets. I just assumed they were children because of their height. I didn't know what a midget was until about 21 years old. That's how sheltered we were, and that's how police we were on what we could watch on TV, even though I snuck around like any other kid. And whether you normal or not, you're going to sneak around behind your parents' back. So anyway, over the years, I worked hard to forget that memory, and I coined those twin girls the what's your names, and because I was afraid to ask them questions back, so I'm thinking, shit, I got some questions for you, little midget fuck. What's your name? But I wasn't stupid. They was the vibe I got is danger. They might have been caretaking, like Pac. They might have had something in the diaper. They might have had a weapon they could have used on me because they were aggressive. And I don't know what their mama was like. I don't know what their background was like. It starts in the womb. It's funny, and I made it sound silly because that's how I survive. Is my humor. Laughing at things. Laughter is good for your endorphins, but there was a danger there, and I'm lucky to be alive. Section 8 housing, they put anybody in there. This building I'm in right now, they move anybody in. They don't give a shit about your safety. I can't just peg it to one person because I'm tired of giving people too much screen time, but they will move anybody in right on top of you and don't care about you. So them little girls was dangerous, and they on my mind for a reason. There's just a lot of kids that got dumped on me over the years that were like really dangerous, and I couldn't laugh then, and I didn't see the humor then, but I see the humor now. It's like all these people who were envious of me, like envious, and I'm thinking to myself, you have no idea how annoying it is to have to nurture and babysit these fuckers, and you're jealous. So that one thing I like about it that I didn't realize until now is how kids can get people away from you that you don't want to date. Like that'll get rid of a man quick. When you already got somebody that you interested in, and you already got a partner, and you're not interested in no one else. That's one benefit that's coming from all these kids being underneath me and on top of me. That's the one thing that makes it worth it, is men take one look at these kids and they go the other way. Mother used to speak that way. She's like, you want to get rid of a man, get a child. So some men, a lot of them love kids, so it has the opposite effect. Same thing with a dog. They see you with a dog, you're hoping the dog chase them off, and some men love dogs. But the ones that does work on, it's beautiful. I'm not gonna say where I was at, but these kids was right under me, and they was at that annoying age, like grades 4 to 7, and I was like, man, just right. I was like, God damn it, it was like 3 of them. But I saw other people coming that wanted to sit around me, and I was like, this is so fucking annoying. And I had a drink, and they didn't. I'm like, that parent was little shit tars, gave them something to eat, but not nothing to drink. So it was just like the most awkward. Like, they wanting to drink out of my 2 liter, my mouth been on. They looked that desperate for something to drink. They started eating. That's the nature of a child. And anybody that's hungry, you know it's a bad idea. You ain't got no drink, but you're eating anyway. And so I got them right on top of me, eating, watching me drink, like they want to ask me for something to drink or $1 to get something to drink. because they deadbeat parent, and they so as people are getting on wanting to sit around me, they take another seat and get. So it worked out because I didn't want people. So the kids are less annoying than adults that are my age. They're less annoying, and the animals. Like some people say, they rather talk to animals than people. That's me. That's like I said, the annoying ones anyway. But yeah, these little kids, not just little boys. They got rid of They got rid of. They got I got all my fronts still. Most of my backs haven't been filled in, and you know, I ain't never had a whole tooth out, but it's not scary having most of your teeth out. Most of my teeth is out. Most of my teeth been filled in with that. When you have cavities, what's that? When they fill it in with that prosthetic stuff, you get dentures, so they move around like Titanic plates, craters. They move around when you eat certain hard foods. I don't eat. Now that I'm not with my abusers anymore, I don't eat popcorn anymore. I may have had. I'm not quite sure. I may have had popcorn one time. That's abusive. Making people eat popcorn with them, even if you got good teeth, strong, healthy teeth, them big ass kernels in there. So I don't. Now that I'm not with my abusers anymore, I don't eat popcorn anymore. I hate popcorn. It moves teeth around. And I asked mother once if she ever felt that when she said, yeah, definitely. When you had dental work done, you had some dental work done. She said, you the first person to tell me that. And she's like, but I too have issues, have to watch what hard foods I eat. I said, yeah, certain foods I eat, my teeth move around. And they done that dental work. You gotta have. She has sense enough to know what foods to veer away from. Because you can knock a tooth right out your mouth while you're eating them. One of my abusers, someone that he was, I don't even know how to word this because I don't like talking about these people anymore. Somebody he knew lost a whole tooth while he was eating. And, so, I don't know how I lost my teeth when I was a kid. I'm going to tell you something. It was so traumatic that I don't remember. I don't know if my mom got us dental care or not. I don't. It was that traumatic where I don't remember that process of my teeth. She narrated stories for me as a child and told me what to tell people, but I don't know what. I don't remember. I don't remember receiving proper care for my teeth as a kid. So now I'm very like an abused animal is. I'm very standoffish in that way when it comes to dental work. I'm very standoffish in letting people get in there and operate on me. I'm like a stray dog in that aspect. I got trust issues because of my background. Raji, let's see if we can think of some shit on Raji. JoJo Brown. So it was I don't know who named that dog. I don't know. I can't remember which one of us kids. So this is how uh the dynamic. Raji, Raymond, and they had 4 kids. Roger, Raymond, Ralph, Renee. I'm gonna give you a brief rundown, and she would just leave us at random times. Once my mom dropped off, me and my brothers, and Nick, as one of my abusers said, Nick the Dick. So we're gonna just say Nick was always abandoning us. But looking back on it, I owe him a thank you because he is boring as fuck. And so that's my oldest brother and deadbeat brother, deadbeat dad. So that's Nick. And Nick the Dick. And that's also, you didn't know this, Nicky No Nuts. He got one ball. And he abused me because he got mad because somebody made a joke on him. I'm not gonna get into who that someone was because she could get beat up. She's bedridden now, and but I'm not gonna get into the details on that. But I'm able to laugh now. He threatened me for laughing. That shit was funny as hell in high school, and so. He is also Nicky No Nuts. I don't know the true story of what happened to his balls, but he told me not what happened. I think Mother told me my mother said it was an athletic accident. That's all I'm at liberty to say because it's disturbing. And I don't know what's too hot for TV, and I don't want to talk about my brother's ball sacks, but at some point I'm going to have to address the issues of the weird things that my family disclosed with me, why they even felt the need to even tell me that, and then blame me for it. And I had nothing to do with that. I wasn't there that day that happened. Don't pin me for that. And so this brother also had mother's script was, she said he had his appendix taken out, and he had a surgical wound that was so deep it was as long as my index finger. So I remember I went in there to look at it, and I remember I don't know if I had to clean it for him a couple times. I'm pretty sure I did. And I went in there, and I remember how deep it was when I stuck that wooden Q-tip in there to clean it out. And I remember being not even 18. I don't know if my mother made me do it or if he asked me to do it, but I remember, I don't know why this memories hit me of Nick. And it was right, I'm trying to see, I want to see if I can show you without, yeah, I'm going to see if I can show you because it's on my mind for a reason. Let me cover up my unmentionables. So that surgical one on him was, so y'all can get off me like that. Trying to look lower. I'm tired. I can feel your vibe. You want to know what's down here. That surgical wound was right there. That surgical, it was a long gash. And, it was about 5 inches long, maybe 6 or 7. And my mom said his appendix was out. He was like, I don't know how old. He don't know how old he was. I don't know how old Nick was. That was like, oh God, this woman is stressing me out. Shit. I realized I need a place to stay, but goddamn, now I gotta be the medic too. I'm the cook, the dishwasher, now I'm the fucking medic, and I'm the lawn guy. God damn it. This is starting to make more sense about my adult years. What's going on? Like people, the jobs I got shafted with. I got the shaft from Pat. I made Pat funny, and everybody stole my credit for that. Everybody thought he was just this creepy old fuck until I'm like, man, the old man's got a sense of humor. He's funny as shit, so I can finally take my throne back for Pat. I was like, he creeps me out, but he is so funny. Because that's what everybody asked me when I met him. Like, what was your take on him? He was creepy, and he scares me. Like Freddy Krueger, but that motherfucker's funny. So, then he got a crush on me, and it got weird. So, we're not on good terms. He's very dangerous. But if you want to laugh at a good joke, there you go. Pat is your guy. It's like he got a face glued on him. His face is just fucking weird. He might have. Said he was from Florida. But anyway. Bygones. There's Ally McBeal, the dude said on there. Bygones. So anyway. Who was to my Roderick? Oh, so JoJo Brown was this big chow mutt. They used to walk around with his ass just prancing in the air. Chows had a little fluff about him. He had a terrier-like fluff, but he was big, medium-sized, like a chow breed. And he was light brown, about my skin brown, and like a little Asian dog. He looked Asian. Chows looked kind of Asian in the eyes anyway. So, and that's what I told Roderick and them. I said, I seen JoJo. I got some bad news because Roderick is a closeted homosexual, married to a woman. I was like, JoJo, I seen JoJo having sex with he said, that could happen. I said, yeah, that could happen. I said, he was having sex with a male dog, the same sex dog. I said, JoJo, that's a gay dog. So we started laughing, and cause Roger used to be like, where's Where's JoJo at? JoJo down the street down there, and we all took a liking to the dog. And the dog was just out hoeing around. And so Roderick, we let's see who I told you about some of the kids, and who else just come over there? Oh man, that's another one to beware. Sean Montgomery is Roderick's Nim's cousin, and oh man, ultimate bully. That motherfucker used to bully the shit out of me. I'm so glad he married someone. I always thought it was gonna be me or Renee or Roderick or any of us. Yay, cousin Lisa. That's how Renee talk. Oh, Lisa. It used to be so funny the way how she used to talk. She had an accent too, and that's Malachi's parents and Jada and all them. So I'm okay with them, but we left on a good note. I wanted to leave things well, and who were the other two? I can't think of their name. Damn, I sound like Johnny Pearl. It's two more, Daniel and Aaron. They grown now, so we was all over there. And Sean, Renee, Lisa. And she realized I got a kick out of that, so she really started dragging it out. I'm like, what? Sean's coming over this time, because we now, normally the sleepovers was what I told you. My mom's kids, Herbie's kids, and Edna's kids. And then that would just be, boom, that's it. You know, that's less kids I got to worry about. I'm a kid myself. I used to hate it when Sean came over. He never knew it. I never knew it until now. I never knew it. I never knew how to express my emotions, because I told you why. Trying to shorten this video length as much as I can. So when Sean came over, it just threw off the fucking dynamic. That motherfucker had bad vibes. Sean tried to set his own house on fire. Sean used to tell people to go kill themselves. Sean was just evil as fuck, and we didn't want to be around that vibe. I can't think of some of the other stuff he did, but he was Looney Tunes, and my mom just let us play with this kid. He was not a looker, but he was an unfriendly gay guy, and he just used to do. Man, I was just his mark. He just couldn't. I don't know if it was jealousy. I didn't see it this way when I was a kid. I was just all over his radar, no matter what I did. Probably was jealousy, because I got a lot of attention at those sleepovers, and here's this new person, and the way the two of us was introduced was foul. He just popped up in my life, and I just popped up in his. So probably I was on his turf and didn't know it. But Sean, that's another story, a different time. But we hated it when he came to sleepovers. He would always act like my husband, and I hated having him around. And then he used to just say really mean things about me, and Buffy wanted him, so it caused conflicts in my life, and then he moved on and finally got himself a wife, and she was on me. We used to I think I might have blocked her on Facebook, even though I knew it was going to be some drama afterwards, but it worked. We used to sit and go back and forth and IM each other, and I'm like, this can't be, I don't know if I was at Mobile or not. I'm like, this is not going to end well if I don't get out of this. Because I'm like, Sean already don't like me. And big girl wouldn't get me in trouble. She was not bad looking, but you could tell Sean was working a number on her. I didn't want him to do a number on two of us. Number two. So back to Roger. Roger used to get in fights with the neighborhood kids, and looking back, I thought he was hard, but he was weak, because he would come back and tell me he got into a fight, and I would believe anything that came out of Roger's mouth. And everybody did. He had an image, and I didn't realize that until now. He came back one time with blood on his calf and said, "Yeah, Lisa, you should see the other guy." I was like, "That's my cousin." But looking back on it, who knows what really happened? He really had a wound. I really saw the blood. I said, "Let me see how deep it is, because when they end up come home, gonna kill me, resurrect me, kill me again." I said, "If I don't treat this wound, I don't know if we treated it. I don't know if we took him to the hospital." But I remember Roger used to. And I was like, "No, Roderick, don't go. I'm going down here." And he would, looking back on it, I've never actually seen Roderick in a physical fight. I've never seen him in a verbal fight. I've seen him sass his mother. I've seen him sass people, but not like in a verbal assault kind of way. So he might have just been making up stories just to, whatever reasons. But yes, Roderick would come back. He would come back because Edna just let us roam the streets. And he come back and say, I got in this fight with 10 plus guys. I'm like, damn, that's my cousin. 10. I'm a child myself, bear this in mind. I'm like, but who knows? I might have would have believed it as an adult because everything he told me as an adult, I believe too. And I took down 10 guys. I took down 10 neighborhood kids, and this is what he would always show me some kind of scar or something. So I always thought that was cool. But yeah, so looking back on that, he was belligerent. I told you that because Edna used to slip us and lace our drinks. And I used to ask her what was in it. And she told me it was alcohol in it. And then she used to leave alcohol when we get to it. And, you know, Renee being our older cousin, we knew we could get it. She got it for us. And we didn't rat her out, you know. It's too late for anything to come of that now, so I can talk about it now. I can't do shit to her now, but I'm a grown woman, and I'm not pursuing a case. I would not pursue a case against Renee or her mother. You know, God works in mysterious ways. There's a lot of things I said I would never do again. You know, and saying I was leaving and going to Canada, but I'm still here. Said I'd never be interested in dick again, but here we go. And said I would never want to rear children again because I was just burnt so bad by all these different. We all go through that in this life. There's a lot of shit we say we wouldn't do, and we do it. But then it's a lot of shit that we get so fed up. We say we ain't gonna do it, and we don't do it because we. Like Redline, I told myself, and yesterday I wanted to go on the red line home because it's faster, but faster isn't good for me. I'm middle aged. Faster, you're gonna get your ass, you know, in a car wreck. So I like it's a nice slow ride. Oh, and I did not take. I stayed above ground on the way home. On the way home, on the way there, I believe I know it was red line, but underneath the grounds. I ain't letting her do that to me again. So I took the bus on the way. I took 29 on the way home. So I got a ton of shit to say about Roderick, but I can't think of anything. But it's okay. Something just come to mind when he was belittling me when I was learning how to drive, and he was like, "Oh, you don't know how to drive a stick." Shit, Daddy taught us how to. He always threw that in my face that they had a daddy, even though he wasn't active in the home. I at least seen him once, and Daddy taught us how to drive. Not only taught us how to drive, he didn't do us automatic. He taught us how to drive a stick, and he let us just hold a car. You had to have somebody in the car, so he was like demeaning my driving experience. So this kind of shit fucks. And every now and again, him and Raymond would tag team me, like. As far as, I hope they didn't tag team me in the other way. If they did, I don't remember. They would tag team me in their words, like snide, little snarky comments. It was always daddy this, daddy that. They would like throw different things in my face. Like, for instance, mother would send us over there with no cash and no food. And I only got so much cash working at my little bullshit job, which she wanted to cut. And I don't remember how much cut was, so. Raymond, I'm hungry, and Edna left us here. A bunch of kids left us here, even though we high school age. There's only so much you can do high school age and laws and shit, junior high age. None of us were 18, and so Raymond, I'm hungry. You know, at first, I don't know if I was just raiding the fridge or what, but I remember Raymond said, that's daddy stuff. You gotta ask daddy, and he got me in with daddy, so I was able to eat some of the food, but it was like poor man's food. He would give me a slice of pizza, and I just recall how delivered I feel now. I was wrapped up with the Montgomerys for a good portion of my adult life too. My mom used to make me go over there. She used to make me go over there and use me to stay close to Edna. She used to say, "Lisa, Roderick's in town. You ought to go over there and see him." I thought she was just trying to keep the family together, so I went. And it's a sick ass thing that she did to me, and she gonna, that'll come back on you. You gotta watch how worded. I don't want it to sound like a threat. But Renee's down, Roderick's down, like down. He was always up north somewhere. It never was clear where north they were. Raph came down. You gotta go see him. And over the years, this all came to me and her, me a stranger myself from her, Because if I told her no to anything, my mother was not the kind of person you could say no to. So she used to get really upset. She was my best friend whenever I say yes. Roderick's down. Keith is over there. No, Keith never left the area, as far as I know. But so she would just say something along the line. I'm okay with Keith, even though he ain't no good. I knew to leave when it was good. And Keith ain't bad looking, but we ain't gonna get on that subject. But anyway, no time in the feed, and I'm falling asleep again. So your mama was happy when Roger coming down. Okay, mama, I'll go over there and say hi. Not hey, I'll go over there and say hi. So we was good then. But when I started to stand up to her, Renee's gonna be down, Roger's down, and I tell you what, it was always some kind of drama going on with Renee, Roger, and all them. And I had my own life, and I have my own life. Joel said it best. He said my sister's busy with her own life, even though he meant that in an offensive way. He was right. We all busy with our own life. So Renee was the one that tried to kill her kids. So my mom wanted me to go over here and mingle with these people who are Looney Tunes, and I got my own Looney. I'm working on my own Looney Tunes. So I stopped going over there because there's always some kind of drama. I didn't understand the drama when I was a child. I thought that was normal for families to get in messes. I didn't know because mama normalized it. I thought that was normal. That's not normal. I'm like, I don't want to be around that shit. I'm not going to see Roderick so he could brag about his awesome life. I'm not going to see Shine. His wife has a charming name. Her name is Shine. That's Roderick's wife's name, Shine. That's how I got hooked to the Toucan man. Her name is Shine, and she got big titties. So then Roderick got mad because I'm looking at him like she wearing a tight ass shirt and coming up like a prostitute. So damn, Shine is another moment. She ain't bad looking though. So he brought her around me, and that's another reason I stopped coming around. I did try to reconnect with them, because me and Roderick didn't end things well. We didn't end on a good note. Now that I'm starting to recall, I thought we did, but we did not. And but you could, mother said best. You could always make things worse. So it's good that they didn't want to reconcile. And it may have not been not done, but I just let it go. I tried to reconnect with them on Facebook, and a lot of people may be mad at me for leaving the area. Everybody loved me when I used to go to Edna's house, but long story short. What was I saying about Roderick and Shine? It was good at first. When I first met them, I'm not sure how long before things started to get foul. I know it was at checkout. When I went to Ingles. That's probably when Roderick started treating me different, and he used to just meg me and stuff and bully me, but when he came up and I was in a checkout at Walmart or somewhere like that, and some strange man, him and Ref are notorious for this, walking up behind me and startling me from behind. He walked up behind me, and I recall he grabbed my groceries that were on the counter. This is why I don't like Walmart, and the cashier did nothing. And his wife was with him, which is why she don't like me, because he trying to fuck me. He walked up and grabbed my groceries like, you might as well pay for my stuff too. I couldn't believe that came out of his mouth, because the lies he told me the whole time I knew him was he was the provider type. So and I said something smart back to him. I don't know what I said, but it just, my emotion come. And I knew after I said it that was not smart. And I don't know how I got out of that. And I remember Shine made it worse. Shine saw how furious I got, and she grabbed me, and you seen somebody give you a hug where their breasts lead the way. She gave me a hug with her breasts just like she put all of them on me, like, so I guess we're not gonna see you for a while. It was an awkward pause after I told him off, like, no, I wouldn't pay for his groceries, because he knew I was at Ingles, and he saw the stuff I had. So give me a hug. And that's the last time I saw him and his wife. He was panhandling at Walmart for me to pay for his groceries, and I embarrassed him in front of his wife. And now it makes sense to me why we don't talk now. And she threw herself at me in the store, and it felt like she wasn't wearing a bra. So we're not gonna keep it going on Roderick. So I know when I see him, he mean business. He was always jealous of me and Renee. He was always jealous of me, period, because he can't keep anybody. Him and Raymond used to always have falling outs. Him and Renee used to have falling outs. He just, nobody can get along with him. I'm falling asleep on y'all, but I'm just, and I didn't want her on me, but I love boobs. Who doesn't? I did not want her on me, and I don't know if I threw her off, and that's really what upset him. Like he was mad that I was enjoying the breast, but at the same time didn't want the breast on me. It could have been a lot of things, but I was scared to death. And I stood up to him, and I was fighting for my groceries, fighting for my food. No, dude, you can't have my stuff. Go get your own. And I did in front of his wife, and protecting my financial security. That was my financial security at that time in my life was Ingles. It's not always the same financial security when you are in domestic stuff. If you're not in domestic stuff, then yeah, you can possibly, life is forever changing. So if you're not in domestic stuff, you might be able to keep the same thing. I don't know, but I went through a lot. And I'm just glad I don't have to see Roderick no more. But all these little, like if you ever read that book, Where's Waldo? It's like all these Roderick people, all these Roderick men. I won't rule out women taking on his spirit and his form, or just like there's these people who I have to be nice to, these people, and sometimes they're not kids, sometimes they're people my age, sometimes they're middle age, and sometimes they're seniors, old people. God have mercy. So yeah, they've taken on his form. I never got to fully tell you because so many people were bothering me out yesterday. But that guy in the road, the one I said, do you know you're standing in a road? And he said, yeah, I know it's a road. And the 20-something-year-old, he was flexed up and bowed up, and he was pretty tall. It was the one where the driver was wondering if I was gonna board the bus. The one I told you she looked like she was gonna blame me, and she was if I didn't get him out the road. Yeah, he looked like he was ready to fight because I even talked to him. But it was safer to talk to him. That's one thing I didn't get to tell you yesterday. The way he placed himself, he arrived at the bus stop the same time I did. It was safer to comply. I didn't want to talk to him, and he knew it, but it was safer to talk to him. That's the part I didn't get to tell y'all. It was safer. That's the story of my life with Roderick. Is not wanting to talk to him, but it was safer to talk to him. That guy that threw a cigarette out on the bus and said, someone say something smart, and the driver said, nobody say nothing smart. I didn't want to talk to him. That's the nature of Roderick, the Maverick, the Roderick Montgomery, Raji. Talk to him. You don't want to talk to him, but talk to him. Talk to him. It will save your life if you meet somebody with his spirit. I'm meeting several with his spirit. Then there was one walking up behind me on my way to Aldi. And that's the kind of creepy shit Ralph and Roger do. They like to come up from behind like a horror flick. And men know that, even if they're at a young age. This was a man child. Men don't know woman wants somebody. Tyson used to do that. You don't know no woman wants some man sneaking up from them from behind, unless it's someone that they want on them. And I just had this look like I was gonna put up a fight. And now I know why these memories of Larry Blackman are starting to recall. He snuck up on me from behind, and I had to. I wound up with wounds all over me because I had to fight him off, and he thought it would be a fun idea to try to grab me from behind. I wouldn't comply. I didn't want to have sex with him willingly, so he tried to assault me, and he did assault me, and it was. I don't want to talk about the details any further because I'm gonna have to use that move again, and I don't want the enemy to know what I got coming for him. And this is the thing I told you, not the other way around. That's barbaric to try to take a woman by force. And but I'm gonna let you know, if somebody won't talk to you, you don't want to talk to them. Sometimes it's just safer to talk to them. Sometimes it's just safer. They know you don't want to talk to them. If you ever seen any cop shows, negotiators sometimes are called in to talk people down. This is ongoing in my omen, the kind of work I do. That cops call me in to talk people down, to negotiate. And I'm telling you, that's what this world has always been, but it's just growing. It's growing more. It's growing more to where these people don't have no one to talk to. That was the guy who walked up behind me when I was walking out Aldi. Looked like he had that. It needs to be a negotiator. Talk to him. He's that far gone to where he has to make people talk to him. No, he's that off-putting. Nobody wants to talk to him. And he's gonna force you to talk to him. That's the American culture now. Is that people? That's the vibe I got from him. So my whole point is, you'll have a cop on the phone and the criminals inside the building. This is when phones were not obsolete, and he's talking to the cop on the phone like they're old friends, because this is the most conversation he's had in God knows how long. This is the kind of work I do, police work I do, and my military work I do, in my omen, and they're that desperate to talk to me, that desperate to talk to anyone with some damn sense, that they will settle for the police officer. At that point becomes the criminal's friend. When those negotiators get on the phone, they have to appeal to a side of that criminal, his humanity, like, I'm falling asleep, like they're his friend. You gotta be like the friend, and that's the most conversation they've had from anybody, and that's the vibe I'm getting from these people, is that it's a hostage type situation. It is how you think about it. On the phone with him, he got hostages in the building. You got to talk him down. That's how I feel on these bus stops. And it's not just bus stops. It's different places. Different places. It's just when I go into a business and I need a service, cashiers, housing, food, and they on the other side of the desk and they're interviewing me. It looks like the most conversation they've had, and what Kylie is telling me in spirit is making more things make sense to me. I'm uncomfortable. The only person I feel comfortable talking to is my partner. But here I am. I have these people who I don't know on the other side of the desk talking to me about these personal things like I'm their husband, and I'm very uncomfortable. But I need a favor from them. So this is going beyond business, and spiritually, I never thought about it that way. But that's how women get set up, and wound up, having affairs and different things. So, yeah, spiritually, but yeah, most women do not. And Pat used to say it best, but I'm not gonna say that here. Pat used to help me out a lot, and the others never knew about it, which is why they go fuck themselves. But Pat used to help me out a whole lot at that particular job and give me all kind of advice on men, the truth about men, whenever the others weren't around. He gave me some good life advice, and that advice has paid off. So